To me, leadership is, as a leader, you need to have courage. Courage to make yourself better and courage to bring out the best in others. And sometimes you'll need courage to go beyond the norm to make something greater. Fairness. Some people think that's a little weird because life isn't supposed to be fair for everyone. But as a leader, you should make sure that you're respectful and that you treat everyone with the same respect and consistency. If there's one thing that I've learned over the last 22 years, is that there's a big difference between being outspoken and yelling. As a leader, if you're able to voice your opinions, concerns, and ideas to your constituents and followers without getting too riled up, or if you're able to listen to other people, you're doing a good job. The bottom line is, leaders, to me, are outspoken. They're people who can say how they feel, but are okay if not everyone agrees with that. Confidence can go a long way. As a leader, it's important to have confidence in yourself, confidence in all your constituents, and also confidence in the mission of your organization and your goals. My dad has always said that the right attitude means success. Yeah, it's a little cheesy, but it's the truth. As a leader, keeping a positive attitude is so important. There's going to be a lot of trials and obstacles and tribulations that people will go through. And when you're a leader that can stay positive, you're able to make that positivity reach. My own leadership philosophy has shifted from being very positional to not even having a leadership philosophy and not really understanding what that means, to now having more understanding of the knowledge and the language and kind of how to decide how I think I am as a leader. I've also realized that sometimes you think you do things, but then when you're actually in the moment or when you're actually acting as a leader, you may talk the talk, but you don't exactly walk the walk. I believe that my leadership philosophy is very similar to ethical leadership as well as the relational leadership model. A lot of the things and choices that I make as a leader are based off of my morals, my values, and how I genuinely feel. Do I think what I'm doing is okay? Do I think what I'm doing and how I'm running this organization is ethically right? Or, does it sit well in my heart? It's also really important to me that I form those relationships. The reason that I am the leader I am today is because there's been so many people who have empowered me and people who have seen me through my struggles and people who have brought me up. And I think there's nothing more important than, if you're in a leadership position, making sure that you're helping people lift themselves up, become more confident, courageous, fair, understanding, and helping people realize that there is a leader that lives within them. Three years ago, I didn't know what relational leadership was until I became a leadership studies minor. It was the first time that I really got to sit in a classroom and talk about what leadership means. And then I got to see through the Maryland Association of Black Journalists, as I served as public relations officer and then as president, how important it is to practice relational leadership. The relationships that I formed with my executive board members and with all of the members of the organization have fostered our ability to create change and to uplift the organization. We wouldn't be able to go on amazing trips like to the Today Show and NBC and ABC and ESPN if we didn't have those relationships. I definitely get my morals and my values from my parents, like most people. I would say for ethical leadership, it's a little hard to define because not everyone has the same idea of what's ethical and what's right. But I got to really see ethical leadership as well as collaborative leadership when I traveled to Honduras with Students Helping Honduras. After that trip and seeing the leaders on that trip, it made me realize that I really wanted to take some aspects of that back to my own life. I spent 8 days in Honduras helping build a school for people who had so little but were willing to give so much. They opened their homes and their hearts and allowed us to have a great new experience. Not only was the experience of meeting the new Honduran people amazing, but I also worked with University of Maryland student leaders that I had never met before, as well as some incredible leaders who practice ethical leadership. It's said that ethical leaders are supposed to act ethically in their decision making as well as their actions and their attitude. And I think that the president of the organization, as well as the president and founder of the entire Students Helping Honduras, really radiated that. Moving forward, this summer I will serve as student coordinator for the orientation office and supervise a staff of 26 students who are helping with the transition and retention of the thousands of incoming students that come to University of Maryland. This position definitely is a leadership position on campus, and it's something that I take very seriously and that I hold near and dear to my heart. I hope to form very strong relationships with all of my staff members so that I can be the leader that they need to be successful in their jobs. I also hope that my ethics and my values and my morals will guide all of my decision making. These are things that I take into consideration whenever I serve as a leader. I know that this summer will be awesome because of my experience with Students Helping Honduras, with the Maryland Association of Black Journalists, and my conversations, discussions, and assignments that I've done in my leadership studies minor have also helped guide me to realize what a great leader is and what my strengths and weaknesses are and the things that I need to work on. Most importantly, I've realized that relationships are the key to effective leadership. They always have been, and hopefully they always will be. And I value the relationships that I create with my staff and with everyone that I meet.
Yes, yelling to the light beating. It's beat Dub and Tiffany. We are in the place to be in. We came in to move your feet in. Get things jumping like they supposed to. Teen magazines be jumping right out the post. Can't believe what you singing and look close.